Hey everyone, so I had a few questions on adding and subtracting rational expressions, so I figured I'd post a quick video just on how to do that, I guess. The first thing you need to know for sure is just reducing radicals. So in other words, what's the highest perfect square that multiplies into 50? And if you remember, your perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, so on and so forth. Remember, we get those by 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared, and so on. So what I'm asking you is, what is the highest number in this column that multiplies into 50? And you should be saying, well, 25 times 2 is 50. So I break it down to be the square root of 25 times the square root of 2. And now we know the square root of 25 is 5. So our final answer is 5 times the square root of 2. But we just write it as 5 square roots of 2 like this. Okay, that skill is needed to do the next part. Now, in some problems like number 2, they will already be reduced. Notice how each of these 3 terms look just like the one in the box that I am kind of circling right now. There's a number on the outside and a number on the inside. I call it outside the house and inside the house. So what that means is the numbers outside the house are 3, 2, -5. The numbers inside the house are 7, 5, and 7. Now, you can only combine terms with the same numbers inside the house. So if you're looking right now, you should say, okay, well, my numbers that are inside the house are the same are 7 and 7. So these are like terms. They have the same number inside the house. So the way I think about it is, well, if I have 3 somethings, like 3 square roots of 7s, 3 x's, 3 y's, 3 whatevers, and I take away 5, you should know 3 minus 5 is -2. I'm going to switch to my marker. You should get -2 square roots of 7. Again, that's by combining the 2 blue things. Now, this just drops down. Why can I not combine them? Again, because these numbers are different. I have a 7 and a 5. I cannot combine them. So this would be considered your final answer. Again, the numbers inside the house are not the same. I can't combine them. I don't care that the numbers outside the house are opposites. One's -2, one's +2. I can't do anything with numbers outside of the house. Okay, we got 2 more problems here. The first one, this one's just a little bit easier than the second one. Mandy, shut up. Sorry. Okay, so what we need to do, if you notice, between the problem we just did, all of these numbers were already simplified. Now in number 1, our square root of 20 is not simplified, so we need to reduce that perfect square. Just a second. So what we need to do is say, okay, what's the highest perfect square that multiplies in to 20? We should know, again, our perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, yada, yada, yada. You should say, oh, the highest one that multiplies in to 20 is 4. So we say the square root of 20 is the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. And again, I always put the perfect square first, because what we're going to do is we're going to end up reducing that. So I have the square root of 4 times 5 plus 6 square roots of 5. And now, again, that helps us because the square root of 4 is 2 square roots of 5 plus 6 square roots of 5. Now you probably notice, ooh, I have the same number inside the house underneath the radical symbol. So what I can do is just combine these. So if you have 2 square roots of 5 and you add 6 square roots of 5, how many square roots of 5 do you have? Well, you should have 8 square roots of 5 is your final answer. Okay, number 2, this one's just a little bit more difficult, but it's still not that bad. So I'm going to use these numbers again off to the side to see if I can reduce either radical. So you should look at the square root of 32 and say, oh, well, I know I can reduce the square root of 32 to 2 3 times the square root of 16 times the square root of 2, and then this just drops down, minus 5 square roots of 2. Okay, why does that help us? Well, we know that the square root of 16 is 4. So now it's 3 times 4 times the square root of 2 minus 5 square roots of 2. So again, now we can combine like terms. So if I have, let's back this up a little bit. What we can do now is we can say, well, 3 times 4 is what? Well, you have 12 square roots of 2 minus 5 square roots of 2. And now, again, my numbers inside the house are the same. So what we can do is say, well, 12 minus 5 is just 7 square roots of 2. I hope that helps. If it does not, just shoot me another email and I can clear up any questions you might have. Have a good weekend.